Hey everyone, welcome to the Chill Podcast with Dustin and Alex. Today's guest is Casey Doran. He's a really sick photographer, a hella sick dude. He's made some pretty cool films that I enjoyed watching, Pink Cloud and a couple of shorts, uh, and just has a really cool visual style and really cool sort of message that goes along with it. Um, And I also like the title of his website, thesunisflat.org. I think that is just rich. And
.org. Yeah.
yeah, thesunisflat.org.
You want to know about the name?
Yeah, let's hear about
So,
that.
so like, I'm starting to do these articles, right? And I guess every time I start talking about it, it just seems like I'm trying to rip off Vice. But like, I want to, I just want to like dig into these like really niche, like super specific kind of concepts, which I haven't done. I haven't finished one yet, but I threw up like some from the people from Gummo.
Right.
I'm about to drop another one, another huge one, because I got way more photos of one of the other guys from that movie.
Nice.
And there's like not a lot of information on those guys online, so that's why, like I said, super underground stuff.
Right. That'll be a good resource for people that
Yeah,
are interested in that.
no, exactly, because if you type in their names, it's like where are they now, so it's kind of like a where are they now type thing.
Right.
Cool.
It's like a lot of people have like questions about specific stuff, and
Damn. Look
it's
forward to
like,
when those come out. You
yeah,
also had a person from Gummo in your movie Pink Cloud, right?
yeah, the Bunny Boy character.
Yeah.
So that's what started, I guess, all that is I tracked him down in like 2014. And like it was a really random process, but I flew him down. He was in the movie, and then how I met the other dudes was he went to this reunion, and so I met the other dudes there, and we became cool.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So, and it's just funny because like that was one of the first movies that inspired me to, like, I guess, have that kind of film style with the VHS and shit.
Yeah.
So it was just funny that I ended up kind of
And
working.
like the still photographs and the kind of it's kind of like a meme that like art students will look at Gummo and be like, "Oh my god, that is so artistic," but it's just like poverty, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, we dig into that because it's exploitative and it's not exploitative at the same time.
yeah.
You'll see it in the interview, but yeah,
Oh,
no,
cool.
that's a movie. To me, that's like the ultimate cult film. That's why I was so interested in it. It's like I haven't seen any other movie that, like, you see cult films, but I've never seen people like, I guess, mix like they had, so it was 35 millimeter footage, and they had like the Super 8 and I guess like the handheld cameras, and that for some reason that just like blew my mind when I watched it.
Hmm.
Like, yeah,
What about it? Like just it gave you that feeling, I guess, like just artistic
yeah,
satisfaction.
yeah. And I watched this shit forever ago. This was, I think I was still making skate videos when I saw it. Probably, I think I saw it in high school in like 2008.
Yeah.
And I don't think it really made sense to me then, but I still liked it. And I guess I watched it later on. I was like, damn, I don't know. I just
Nice.
you can't really compare it to anything.
Do you like Corin's other movies?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
definitely.
course.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course.
each one just kind of it always hits for me.
I,
Uh,
I like that Spring Breakers had like a wide release. It was kind of like a joke on like, I guess, a joke on the public that got released. Not that
Yeah,
it like,
it was a
yeah,
trip to like watch a Harmony Korine movie in theaters with like
yeah,
a crowd of people who like
so,
were in
yeah,
it to see the new James Franco movie or whatever.
yeah. No, see, that's why that's like it's like almost a troll. Like it's not a troll, but you know what I mean. Like normies watching it because I was renting it at Redbox, and like some lady was freaking out about it.
That's great.
yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, Harmony Korine feels like a pretty clear influence on your work and stuff. Are there any other directors or artists that you really draw from, or has it made you want to work on film?
Kind of just like my friends, really. As far as like popular famous people, I guess like you would be the only one, but like my friend Brandon, I guess just the people around me really inspire me more than like people where you would say their name and everyone would know who they were. I don't know. I'm just
Right.
inspired by like the people around me more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
of involved, or do you have a lot of folks making films and shooting video down there?
Yeah, I mean, well, I live like 40 minutes like outside the perimeter, so there is like some people around here, but it's funny because most of my friends are like in Atlanta, and I'm like 40 minutes down here,
Mm.
and like I drive all the time, but everyone thinks that's like way too far. But yeah,
40
I know.
minutes.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that shoot video though. Yeah, it's cool that everyone's doing that.
That's great.
Inspiration coming from everywhere.
Definitely.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about your website, the sunisflat.org. One question I think Alex came up with before we sat down was about what made you want the first image people see on your website to be the toilet. What is
Oh
there
yeah,
like a reason that toilet really spoke to you as the perfect icebreaker?
I just like that photo, and like most of my photos aren't in that orientation. They're like portrait, and that one fit, but like that one just really, I really like that one. And it's just that's gonna be the first thing you see. Like if it's like I guess a new person seeing that, and I don't know, I just think it might look bizarre to certain people, just the toilet's in the lake and it's a portrait. And like the name of the website's written on the toilet. It was just probably the perfect one to be like the first thing you see, because
Yeah.
that kind of encapsulates my whole fucking, I guess, overall everything.
Yeah.
Like that's the weirdness I'm trying to capture.
That makes sense. Like, I think I saw in your stories you posted like a sticker of the sunisflat.org, and I thought it was like a completely separate thing. So I went and looked at it, sort of expecting like some sort of weird manifesto about how the sun is flat, kind of like it's some sort of satire on flat earthers. But then it was that photo, and it has still that. I guess the photos can still be considered a critique of that sort of mindset, like not looking any further into something and believing something just
Yeah,
because it's like what you want to believe.
low key it is. Like all the photos and videos are kind of like a critique on stuff. You know, it's funny that you say that is I used to like at first it was a satire website where I would have like fake theories. Then I thought like I'm just gonna cover real shit. You know, like that's way better. I mean, it's funny to
Yeah.
like. I just like the really niche, like kind of ridiculous theories. I'm like really into that. And I really want to, and it's like I want to talk to those people and like without a bias. Like I'm not trying to make fun of them. I
Yeah.
just really know like 'cause everyone has their own opinion. I want to really know like what makes them think that.
Yeah, that's true.
And the flat Earth
Because
thing
like,
is like the most popular one.
yeah, because like what's crazy about it to me is that they actually do believe it. Like,
Yeah,
so in a way it is kind of cruel to make fun of them.
yeah,
So like, I don't know. Are you going to do interviews with them and like come at it from like a good faith perspective, or?
yeah, definitely. So this next project I'm working on, I'm trying to do one on like modern Satanism because that's a really misunderstood one.
Yeah.
That's like the real big like art like non-interview article I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna talk to people, but it's not gonna be just an interview.
Right.
Like to me that's niche enough because I feel like that's really misunderstood, and it's not like as crazy as people think it is.
Yeah. Aren't there like tenants like don't give unsolicited advice and like
Yeah. Well,
stuff
so
like that?
yeah, that's like I think that's from Levan. I'm
Levain.
more yeah, which is that's still cool, but there's another one that started in 2013, like the Satanic Temple,
Hmm.
and I kind of more I guess I like vibe more with that one.
Why is that?
I just for it's like less superstitious. It's more like science based.
Hmm.
It just
Oh,
I
right
don't
on.
know. Not that the other one is necessarily like incorrect or bad. I just like this other one better. I guess I don't think people know that you have like two choices in that. I don't know if choice was
Yeah,
a
I kind of assumed that the Levay and the Temple of Satan were connected. So are they like totally separate?
two separate things.
Wild. Okay. Well, yeah, that's all the more reason to read the article when it comes out. I'm excited.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I just there's so many misconceptions about everything. I don't know why people can't like just think for a second like, oh, I don't know about the subject. Why should I assume shit? So I like
Especially especially when there's like, it's just all a Google away, right? We could figure it out pretty quickly,
That's
but
it.
it's so easy to just assume.
People, you got to be alpha. It's just you got to be alpha and assume shit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
One thing that I was interested in reading your work is that you have kind of like a love-hate relationship with paid work, and that it's easy to get taken advantage of. And I was wondering if you could go a bit into that more, like what artists who are looking to get into paid work should watch out for. And I'm especially interested in something you said about free work with performative randoms.
Yeah, so that's probably more me, honestly, because I guess so. I was talking about getting ripped off, but it's probably more me just not asking for enough. But a lot of people kind of just lowball you, and you want to work with them, so you just do it. Or friends think they can get shit for free, or not even friends, but people you barely know, and they think they can get some like out of pocket shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really have
Like,
any names necessarily, but it's mainly people I don't even really. It's mainly probably more stuff I did in like 2017, 2018. I just wasn't charging enough. That's probably
mm,
more on me, but yes, you can say they were taking advantage of the situation too, because I used to like charge next to nothing for shit that it took forever.
mm,
So I've
yeah,
learned
like maybe for music videos, because you go into it and you get like 6 hours of footage or something, and then you go and do post editing for
that
who
forever.
knows how many hours, and then yeah,
Yeah, it's not that I don't love doing it, but some people think, so he loves doing it, so he's willing to do it for free. Like that doesn't make any sense. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, I do like the work, but I don't know. And like one thing is like a lot of people will post this shit and not credit you. So when you get paid like
Mm,
good, that's kind of like a good backup. So at least you got like something out of it.
yeah,
I
'Cause that shit's annoying. That's when people don't credit artists, and everyone does that. Almost everyone fucking does that.
they'll just post the video and then like not even include a handle.
Yeah, and like that just and even when you have that conversation with them, they'll still pull that. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably more older shit, but I'll see other people do it too. Like, so who shot this? You know what I mean?
Mm, right.
Maybe I'm missing something. That's just how I see it. I'm real petty about the credit thing because I feel like you should be credited.
feels
Yeah.
totally reasonable. I feel like that must be like especially frustrating doing a lot of photography and like especially I imagine with like shows and stuff when it's
Yeah,
so much of word of mouth. So the credit is more than just uh more than just for your own ego, there's a practical pragmatic element to people being able to know that it's your work.
yeah, and I feel like that's how people get their name out. Is at least in the Instagram perspective is you're getting tagged by new people, so that audience is seeing it too. So I mean, if someone did some shit for you for free, they at least owe you that.
For
I
sure.
can, I can see if it was some big shit and you got paid, that kind of makes sense if they don't credit you because
Mm,
sometimes those images become like public domain. So I mean that kind of makes sense, but on a
Right.
smaller scale, that's the least you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
definitely.
especially if you're not getting paid like really substantially.
Yeah,
You should still get some ownership of your work.
yeah.
Credit artists.
Credit freaking artists.
The moral of this and most stories, I feel like.
Got to get tweaked. Started drinking Red Bull like a week ago. I don't know why.
Really?
I just like fuck it, like you know. What I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Get on it.
Had you never been an energy drink guy before?
well, I was, and then like that was before I started taking meds for panic attacks. And so like I only just really got back into it where I was able to do it. So because I can control myself now, but before that I was just like a little bit of that quick trip coffee or something.
Uh, are you comfortable talking about that kind of thing, like panic attacks and depression?
Yeah, I'll talk about whatever because
Cool.
I want to inspire people. A lot of time when you hear someone talk about something that helps you. So
Yeah, for sure. Like, I wanted to relate that to your film Pink Cloud, because I heard in an interview that it was a really personal film for you, and that that got me wondering about like if you experience those kind of emotions like paranoia and depression, and if like art is a way for you to express that and kind of work through some of those feelings.
Yeah, kind of like it's funny because like I remember making that movie and people would ask me, so what is this for? And I never knew what to say. I just like I've always made art, and I guess at to a point I just felt like I had to. Not that it was like a bad thing, but it's like I can't tell you why I'm doing this. But yeah, it definitely relate. A lot of the writing relates to like. See, I have it up here. I was gonna maybe scan through it. But yeah, I used to socially isolate myself a lot, and a lot of the dialogue has to do with that. I used to have social anxiety bad, which is cool because I like now I'm like way more confident. So it's like sometimes it's crazy to think I used to not be able to like talk at all.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Being around people, do you think working with people has helped you like through your art?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, in like non-art jobs too, where I was around people, that helped a lot. And then like working with artists, you meet people all the time, you work with them, and it becomes less awkward over time.
Yeah, you said you worked at a pizza shop. I bet that helped. Like
Yeah,
people.
and I worked at a machine shop before that, and just being around people like that probably helped. If anything, that led to me being able to help my art at the same time.
Definitely.
Because this whole movie is basically about being by yourself. Now that I'm scrubbing through it, yeah,
Yeah, it like relates a lot to the pandemic. Were you
yeah,
kind of shocked by that when? Because I watched that other video that you put together too, with like that like starts with the blurred face guy, and you posted
yeah.
that like right at the beginning of the pandemic as well. And uh, it's, I mean, it must have been interesting for you, like all of your work centered around, not all of your work, but most of your work is centered around isolation, and then the pandemic hits and it's like self-isolated. And I saw someone commented on the Instagram post that like one of their favorite lines was, it's not hard to self-isolate when you've self-isolated your whole life.
Right.
And I just think that I resonated with that so much. Like the beginning of the pandemic for me was, I was like, this isn't different really.
Right. It's almost at first it was almost like it was like almost a good thing. It was almost like a relief that you could do that for a second. But I guess that's a lot of people I guess don't have that luxury, but
Yeah,
I guess in my position now, I guess I did, so that's what I did. But
for
yeah,
sure.
it is
Yeah, I know
weird.
Dustin doesn't really have that luxury. He's a working retail, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you had to work through that.
I did. It's my timing. I quit my job like in February of this year, and I really should have, hindsight being 2020, I should have figured it out a year ago. Because yeah, the
Yeah.
pandemic retail was a hell of a thing. But
Yeah. Yeah, because I quit like I stopped working at that pizza place like right before COVID, and
oh, nice.
I was doing Uber Eats, which I really prefer that, by the way. You can make good money on that if you know what you're doing, by the way. But so basically I chose my hours, and then you couldn't go out, so I didn't work for a long time. I don't even know how like I don't even know how I didn't go negative in my bank account for a long time, because that shit was crazy. You know what I mean? But I guess I worked through it. I don't think I worked for months.
Damn.
That's yeah, that's a trip to think about. Yeah, the blur of last year, and yeah, so much of it was just kind of
Yeah.
hanging out.
You know, you
That's
made me think, yeah, with that, so that nothingness, that thing one you were just talking about. So that like I edited basically that whole thing trashed. And like so I'm like a recovering alcoholic. And now that I'm like the stuff I'm editing now, I'm realizing that it's not as much about stuff like that, like isolation and stuff, I guess because I have a clearer mind looking into it. But it's kind of funny looking back at the stuff that I dropped like when I was just like blackout. You know what I mean? And
Oh
like
man.
but
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that as a negative thing. Like I like that piece.
Yeah.
Nice. When we get to it, I have some stuff on the screen when I share the screen. There's one of my best photos I've ever taken. I don't even remember taking it. You know, so like, it's like I don't know. Like I could talk about that too, because
Yeah.
a
I
lot of
wanted
people.
to
What?
go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of people had trouble with that during the pandemic, like addicts or like, and so I think a lot of people were like relapsing during that.
Definitely.
So I hope.
I wanted to ask about the title of Pink Cloud because, like, I looked it up, and it says pink cloud syndrome is like describes a stage of early addiction recovery that involves feelings of euphoria and elation. When you're in this phase, you feel confident and excited about recovery.
Yeah,
Was that intentional? The titling?
yeah. So, yeah, so it's basically just like, I guess the small amount of period of time where you're clear headed after you recover, and for a lot of people that doesn't last a long time, but I just think that's a really vulnerable time for anyone, and I guess it doesn't happen very many times for people, and I really like that concept, so I called it that. I think a lot of the lines are about basically me being an alcoholic and shit.
Mm.
Not a lot of it. Most of it's about isolation, but there's some alcohol stuff in there. Yeah, this shit's a nightmare. I'm glad I'm off of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I guess during the pandemic, I'd do 2 or 3 months and then go on a bender. And hopefully this time around, I'm not going to fucking do that after 2 or 3 months. So I'm going to check back in with y'all.
Yeah. We'll
Sounds
check
good.
in.
Yeah.
Well, good for you for doing that work though.
Definitely.
Do you find that sobriety like changes your process aside from just being more clear? Or
Yeah, everything about it, because I don't have to worry about like, because I know I'm not going to bail on some shit or mess up, or like I'm going to be clear going into it. Just everything makes more sense, especially when you're like super focused. Like I can do other shit instead of being anxious and doing all that. Like I'm less anxious now sober than I ever was like when I was like trying to shoot, because when I would shoot events I would just get trashed because I'm just not comfortable with a lot of people watching me do shit. That wasn't like the only reason, but I mean I probably got a lot of good photos out of being drunk around a bunch of artists, but I don't know if like at the end of the day if that was really worth it. But
Are you do you fear at all that going into things sober will kind of lose some of that edge, like of your photos? Or have you had success before being sober, like
no,
getting
yeah,
some good photos?
I've definitely been sober doing. If anything, I think it'll make it better because I'll be able to think about shit instead of just like blindly like doing whatever and screaming and shit. I don't. I feel like it's 100% positive. Like
Nice.
good.
because when I first because COVID hadn't started yet when I first stopped drinking. I was shooting events then. And it was cool. So like you can do it. You just have to have the mind for it. Like if I have the mind for, or I'm gonna get trashed at like this shoot, then that's just not a good idea. You know what I mean? I'm glad I know that now.
For sure.
Definitely. That's good. That's good. How are you doing in like a world without events? Is that are you like excited to shoot events again once they're happening more regularly? Or
I kind of love to. It's kind of funny because like it's like you want to go to events, but then you're also not experiencing that FOMO at the same time. So like it's kind of win lose. But yeah, I want to do it again. It's kind of weird thinking about it. It's been so long. Like
Yeah.
the last one was fun.
What was your last show?
So that Warish Upchuck show at 529, that's probably about it. That was over about a year ago. And that shit was crazy because I got on to shoot that, and like I'm a huge skate nerd. So so Warish is Riley Hawk, Tony Hawk's son. So I mean, I usually don't get like weird around with people like that, but that one kind of meant a lot because I mean I've been a fan of Tony Hawk for a long time, and to do post of my photos, so that was cool.
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I bet that felt good.
It was cool. It was like the most random photo too. I would have never thought to even post that one. That's cool
great.
too, because like people see different kind of beauty than what you see. So that's why I like looking at my shit like later on. Like, oh, I slept on that like for a year. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, it's always
Interesting
interesting.
too with
Go ahead, Dustin.
oh no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's something to say. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's gotta be a trip to see it all, like from yeah, especially with photography, I imagine, because on one level it doesn't, you're like, your ability is definitely changing and your perspective and your composition, but on another hand it's like this objective moment in time that you've captured. So it's a real, it's like a still image to look back on and see how things have changed. That's got to be a
Right.
nice benchmark.
Yeah, looking back on shit's really fun. You know, it's another funny thing because like recently, I don't know if it's like because I'm aging or getting clean or whatever, but I'm just like I'm trying to learn more. Before, like I would just use cameras and I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. Like I knew what I was doing because like I was looking at it, but now I'm like, okay, how can I get better instead of just like willy nilly going out?
Could you talk about that a little bit?
What specifically? I guess I'm trying to learn.
Like how you're getting better, how you're learning, like what you're sort of learning about and how you're applying it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to study more like concept wise, and I guess also trying to like not do the same thing. 'Cause I've been shooting with point and shoots forever, so I'm trying to maybe like make that leap, shoot some medium format, and I just got another digital camera. And I'm about to drop some music videos that are HD, you know, because all my old ones are like all VHS. And so I got this HD camera. This shit's looking real good. I haven't posted shit in like 2 months, but I got a bunch of shit that I'm working on. So I can't wait to drop these music videos.
Nice.
And, but yeah, if I had the same mindset like a year ago doing these videos, there's no way it will look as good. 'Cause I'm like taking my time and shit, not being impatient, like really thinking about what I'm doing, making shot lists. I guess it's like doing it the more correct way.
Cool. Yeah, that can really enhance the art when you have like even a little bit of like pre-planning that goes into it.
Yeah, and I mean I've always planned, but I guess not to this extent.
Yeah.
Except when I was doing Pink Cloud, I obsessively freaked out planning that, but on other stuff, I guess not as much. Kind of just like whatever on a lot of them.
So do you have plans to do more art shows in the future? Because I like that you combine multiple elements at them, like having art and music at the same time and showing films and
Yeah, I love doing that.
yeah.
Like multiple things. I guess. I mean, I haven't really thought about it because you can't really do events right now, but I'm assuming I'm
Right.
gonna do one eventually. So I like that format. Like you said, it's you. So you got the art show and then you got the people performing too, which is I guess two things people would want to see. So you just put all that together. It's just interesting. You got the space. I mean, might as well do it.
That's great.
Yeah, maybe next year. Be cool. It's funny. The last show I did was like right before COVID. Like I think in January.
Oh wow.
Fish show. This is the same fish too.
Can you talk about the fish a little bit? I know it's popped up in a lot of your work. Where
Yo, so I was shooting a music video for this band Fleece Day, and we went to the cabin in the woods, and this was just there. And like, I tend to like make a really big deal about random shit, and like I won't stop. And like I kept saying, "Oh, let's put this in every shot somehow." And then I just kept it. And then when I went to Colorado, I was shooting videos of me just throwing it random. So it just became a thing. Like
Nice.
I'll get stuck on shit, and I won't leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I guess it wasn't just that started that. Me and my friend Pete, my friend Melanie, we did that fish show, but I guess, but yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of. I think maybe I thought the fish was funny, so that's why we call. I don't know, but fish's name is Wallet, and he made it into the show somehow.
Nice.
I don't want to take all the credit, but
Is that how most of your objects end up happening? Like you find something random and then you get obsessed with it and then just stick with it?
yeah. So like the toilet thing,
Yeah.
I've been shooting for the toilets for a really long time, probably since 2014. The first one was like 2010. I saw like a pink toilet in someone's yard and snow was covering it in Macon. I was like blown away, and like I have that photo somewhere, but then I started thinking about it, and then so my friend's dad was a recovering alcoholic. This was a couple years later, and she was like, "You have like to go into AA. I guess you have to believe in something, even if it's a fucking toilet." And I was like blown away. I was like blown away by that. So I guess I just combined it. So like all these items are kind of like, I guess are like, I can't think of the word right now. I guess like religious objects.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
know what you're
in the
talking
bread,
about.
yeah, like so like in the bread series, it's like it was a sarcastic like a worship bread thing. So like that was kind of the item, and then I guess the toilet was the same. It was the same thing.
That's crazy to me that it came to you randomly, because like when I look at your pictures, like I feel like I get this sense of like the bread, the fish, and the crosses. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, it seems like it's connected, but
yeah.
someone brought that up too, like because they seem biblical about it. That wasn't even intentional. It seems like it. Like even on the bread thing. So, I was shooting with my friend just a short film, and he put out all these like it was like 4 pieces of bread like in a line. There was 12 of them, and so I shot with my friend on the couch of her just holding it, and that was the first one. And I don't really remember the whole thing, but I just remembered that ended up being like, oh, I did a series with those, and there's probably like I don't really see, like when you want to talk about it, you can't think about the show. I'll probably remember in like an hour. But
Yeah.
that's what I remember as being like the first time I shot with like bread or whatever. You know,
Wow. Yeah.
and the fish thing is kind of me just making fun of rednecks, really.
Right. You said it's like them holding up the catch afterwards, right?
But that shit is so funny. Like,
Yeah.
shit is so funny. Like, I feel like a lot of my shit comes off serious, but like I'm super goofy at the end of the day.
That's cool. That balance between like tragedy and comedy.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. I combine both of them. Like it's sarcastic a little bit enough so it's not like uptight or whatever.
Yeah, self-serious. Like I've been kind of obsessed with avoiding self-seriousness lately because I fall into that trap a
Can't
lot.
stand it. Can't stand it. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. I think everyone does a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I do really love the irreverent nature of a lot of your work, and it definitely feels, I don't know, yeah, a lot of your photos, especially the bread stuff and the fish stuff, kind of have that like they capture like the spirit of almost just people hanging out and goofing
Yeah.
around together, you know,
Yeah.
which ties in so well with like the spirit of the skate videos and stuff you do, you know, there's like a real
Yeah.
playfulness to a lot of that.
That was another inspiration. So I guess Harmony Korine wasn't the only reason I do the VHS, because like in skate videos, they use a lot of B shots that are like 8mm, 16mm, and so that was probably even more of an inspiration to like combine HD and like the lo-fi, because it's just their B shots, but it's a different quality. I just like the way that looks.
Do you
Yeah,
plan on doing more skate videos in the future?
Probably not videos, but like the old crew, they're still going. Widip.com, and just, like they're making crazy shit. The homie Grayson, and they go out every Saturday, and I'm always welcome to go out. Just I can't really physically like hold up like anymore with them. So like, but if I just go out shooting photos, like I should just do that. So I've been
That'd be
planning.
cool.
I just like I guess I always either make an excuse or have something to do every Saturday. But
Do you have any like dreams of like having a photo with Thrasher or something? Like, or is that kind of
not really. Not really. I don't really have any like skate dreams.
no?
You know, it's funny because I've been on videos that were on Thrasher, but it's always just me walking.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to get clip in this next one.
nice.
Yeah, because I can do like goofy, like dumb stuff that probably look funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's my first love. Skating's my first love that started all this shit.
Have you seen that one like where they do the cross country road trip? I think it's on Viceland.
King of the road.
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems like the best possible time you could have.
yeah. Seriously, like I want to do something like that, but with art. Like I guess like skateboarding is art, but just like
I know what you mean though,
yeah,
yeah. King of the road looks so fun. Yeah, like you could tour with art. I guess it's like think of like a band touring. You just go with like a movie or something or anything.
right. Do little pop-ups and like installations wherever you land
Very sick.
to have that kind of same like chaotic energy when they're like ripped through a town.
That'd be sick. Even if like 5 people show up, like that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I washed my hair for you guys.
With Pink Clouds or any of your other films, any touring or?
No, I
promotional
mean,
stuff like that?
Main Cloud premiered a couple times, but they were all in Atlanta.
Mm.
That would be cool to tour that. I think a lot of people find it off, like, because if you go to IMDb and look up that actor, the only other two things he's been in is Gummo and that. So I mean, I feel like that's where a lot of people just randomly see it.
And decide to click on it.
Yeah, and that's like always live, so that's kind of a cool thing.
That's great.
I don't know what that had to do with touring. That just made me think about it. But like people finding it, I guess.
Well, do you want to talk a bit about the time that you threw bread over the fence at the Westboro Baptist Church? And I guess you have some videos of that too, because that's the thing that I love about your art is that it's kind of like I've seen you describe in multiple interviews that it's like a sort of a troll mission. Like
Yeah.
there's a healthy element of it.
Yeah, like I guess it is just like this religious bigotry has always pissed me off, and maybe I think that's what's like put me over the edge to, I guess, make weirder art. I don't know, but I like fucking with those kind of people. Even though like throwing bread over their fence probably didn't do anything. I mean, I feel like this was still funny. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
wait, I can share the screen. And like, wait, can you see it? Oh wait, share. Oh shit. Oh, can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like melodramatic, but like, I guess if you know the context, it's kind of funny. And like that's their tennis court, I think, right there. Like if anyone's seen like the Westboro, like they make these like videos, and they're all on that tennis court. So that, and then there's the toilet photo. Shot a toilet photo in front of the.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to do something really. I want to go back there and take like something really funny.
You have any ideas?
I don't know. See, I gotta think of something crazy because it's like they have cameras there, but I don't. I want to set something up that might take a couple minutes, but I don't know. That's later.
Yeah, that seems like the sort of spot that probably has a pretty tight security, unfortunately.
There's not even anyone. I've never seen anyone even there. It's just like there's just cameras outside. And I guess that's for someone if you break something, but there's photos of people showing their ass like on Instagram all over that tag it. So I mean, I feel like as long as you're
Right
not
on.
doing something forever, you could probably do whatever you want in front of that building to an extent.
Right.
Oh, the Joe thing. Okay, so talking about the goofy thing, should I show like something like completely stupid?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to cut to that? Like I'll share the screen, maybe like share stories about some of the photos that I picked out or something.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Should I show the Joe thing? My friend's here, like on the ground.
What up?
Oh, cool.
Oh
We
yeah,
usually don't edit these, by the way, but
that's cool. Oh, see,
All
okay, so that might not work because it's like it's me making fun of Family Guy basically. I don't know if that's gonna be copyright.
we can
it'll work
still
out.
show it. Yeah. Because usually the YouTube like tells you where it like is
Right.
copyrighted and just cuts it out, but we could
Right.
do it anyway. See what
Could you
happens.
imagine if like that's what fucked up the whole thing? It's like this stupid. It's like it's like a fake clip of me like covering the Emmys, I guess, and I do this nomination. Right here. All right. So let's show my goofiness, and then we'll get to the photos. But
Cool.
all right. Are y'all gonna be able to hear this video?
You might have to also click share audio, but
Yeah.
we can try it first and see.
Oh wait. Yeah, let's just see. Where is it? This shit is so stupid. Like I think shit's funny. That's like probably not funny. All right. Wait, tell me if you can hear it.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. You want to just roll it?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Oh, now I can't hear it.
Yeah. Now we
Oh,
can.
because I muted it. I was laughing too hard. Okay, you see the Emmys logo on the top? This shit's a fake-
Nomination for 2020 coldest on screen freak out.
Son of a bitch! Stay inside! Let's do said I'm not hungry.
It goes to, and you're all fabulous, by the way.
Who do you think won?
I said I can't. Eat it. Eat the damn steak. Come on. What are you waiting?
It's like Aaron Paul.
I said I'm not hungry.
So stupid.
Oh, that's great.
So ridiculous. Like it's not even funny.
That was a TikTok that you made?
No, so you know what's funny? Because so I put on TikTok for like 5 minutes, then deleted it. So, but that's why it has the thing on it.
Do you do a lot on TikTok?
So I just made one a couple months ago. And I put a couple on there. Just the name's James Pharmacy 666. You want to check it out? I want to do more because I have so many clips on my Dropbox I can just make videos of. Why is this not working? I don't even think I have this one up. So I got chased out of Wyoming for like 15 miles because of this one.
You got chased out of Wyoming?
Yeah, because so this town, it was basically like one family, right? And thinking back of like how bizarre it probably would be if like someone just pulled up and started shooting photos, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And like no one's probably ever done that. So like so the dude starts following me on his truck, right? I'm just like, but this train's blocking the interstate. So I go down this dirt road and it was a 15-mile dirt road into the next town. And I can see him in the rear view the whole time. And it just got to the point where like I hadn't talked to him yet, so there's no point in like trying it then. That shit was crazy. But I guess because I took a photo of his mailbox, so
Yeah.
maybe that was probably not the best idea. But
Have you had any other crazy interactions like that?
not that I can think of right off.
Does that say egg?
Egg, yeah, because we did an egg show, and so that was one of the pieces. We just wrote egg on it. But yeah, it was like one of my favorites because of the fog and shit. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is the photo I took blackout drunk. Like that doesn't make sense because I feel like this is like really solid. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't even remember taking that.
Damn.
That's the whole alcohol thing.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
Yeah. Well, that goes with the thing you put in the questions, like anything you go through gets you to where you're at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if like I like where I'm at, so I mean, you know, fuck it. What if I wouldn't have ever drank and something it came out worse? You know what I mean?
Seriously. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like there's kind of like a quality to this photo that maybe got captured because of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, sort of like this dissociative, like, quality to it. But
Yeah.
that could just be my own reading into it as well. But
Exactly. And it's funny because every other photo from this is blurry and like you don't even know what's going on, and then just randomly this one.
wow.
Right. I think we all miss shows. It's like one of my favorites.
For sure. Who's this band?
Upchuck,
Oh, cool.
like a punk band in forgot y'all are from Colorado. This is like a punk band from Atlanta. They're super freaking good. And this is okay, so this is Jacob Reynolds from Gummo. So I just interviewed him. Huge
Nice.
interview with a bunch of photos, and this is one of the photos. Like if you've seen the movie, you can tell that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, this
has like
guy's
the
good.
most recognizable face. Wasn't
Yeah,
his face
exactly.
the one on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in like 5th grade. We go over a bunch of crazy stories. I can't wait to drop that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I like the colors in this one.
Yeah, no, I slept on that one. And like I remember I posted like the worst photo of that set because I guess I was being picky about the flash, but that one ended up being like the best one.
Yeah, that's a. Is he
Like-
in Georgia as well, or did you have to travel to meet with him?
Well, so I met him at that reunion. And I
Oh,
shot
cool.
actually, so here's a photo from the reunion. But yeah, he doesn't live in Georgia, so it was a phone interview. But here's
Oh,
one.
right on.
So I'm about to drop a bunch of these reunion photos. That's all 3 of them.
Nice.
Wow.
And the guy closest to the camera is the one in your movie.
Yeah, and this is Nick Sutton. That's the
The first interview.
Yeah. So I interviewed him, and then they're both together in the movie a lot right here.
I have a question about how you feel about approaching people like that, or just like approaching people in general, like how your general feeling on that with in terms of like artistic collaboration or interviews.
Yeah, so I even had a conversation with Jacob about it. It's like I don't want our whole relationship to be like about, kind of working on stuff like that. And he said it wasn't about that, but see, sometimes I kind of stress out about that because I don't want to make it seem like that or that I'm using them or anything. But I usually talk to people I already know. It's either that or it'll be a complete stranger.
Yeah, like me. I just like reached out of nowhere. And like I think it was because I was sharing how much I loved Gummo. And I just yeah, we connected on that a little bit. And then I was just like, oh, this is cool. Photos.
Is that how you found the page? Is like, was it Gummo related?
Yeah, I think so. Like it was either through that. I honestly don't remember through like social media blur, like how you just find shit. But
Right. Well, that's cool. I always wonder like how people find stuff because I
it
don't
might
think we
have.
have any. What?
What's up? Yeah, I think it
Mhm.
might have initially been through Louis Vuitton Crouton, I
Oh,
think,
okay. Yeah,
uh,
Raven. Cool.
her
Yeah.
ICP photos.
Yeah. The ICP photos.
Yeah, I think we could show those.
It's funny. Wait, let me share the screen again because I don't have any of the ICP ones on here. I forgot. A lot of people like those. That was all Raven, by the way. It's fucking awesome. But like this one, Raven with Wall, this is like one of my favorites.
What is it called?
It's just Raven with Wall. It's
Oh, right, Raven with wallet.
can you see both of them at the same time? This would be a good screenshot. Like,
Yeah, I'll
hell
screenshot that.
yeah.
That's great.
It's the opposite direction though. If you want to like do it
Oh,
the other way, so it's like parallel, or if you want to, yeah, there.
you gotta go deep though. Like,
Yeah, she's getting into it.
this photo's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
I just have an art studio and I got a lot of good photos.
I didn't recognize her at first in this one. I feel like she's changed her look a lot since then.
Yeah, more face tats and shit.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh yeah, this is like my favorite one. Yeah, it's starting to realize some of in my opinion, my strongest photos have like the toilets in them.
Yeah, we can go through as many of these as you want.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
I don't
love
know.
that.
Yeah, thanks. Yo, I don't know a whole lot of people that use toilets specifically. Maybe that's why it's funny. It's just like it's such a pain in the ass to lug around. So like this was like a nightmare. And people were driving by and shit and they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, that would be funny to drive by like someone in a gown and like they're holding a toilet.
Yeah. And that's not like I'm not trying to like shock people. I don't know. That's just like whatever you get out of this is what you get out of it. Whatever kind of inspiration, like that's cool. Like if you feel anything. What else we got here? What else we got here? What else? It was funny. Like I always go to these spots far away and then like point to the sky. You know what I mean? Like this is in New York City somewhere. Not that I drove there for this, but you know what I mean. Like I've driven like hours somewhere and then pointed at the sky on like a 1 day thing.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. We can talk about the history. This is like my first like real film shoot. We drove like across the country. And like I
Where'd you go?
was going in completely blind because I didn't really know how to use the point and shoot yet. So I feel like if these photos wouldn't have turned out, I probably just like wouldn't have tried again. And then it'll be some of my hardest shit that people say. I don't know.
They did turn out. That's a great one.
Yeah,
I like how the bread is like parallel to her coat.
Yeah, it does kind of look the similar. Yeah, out west is crazy. I like like a whole bunch of flat nothingness. It just looks cool.
What was the process of that first shoot? Like you went out, like got some film with your point and shoot, and then you developed it, and you said that if it didn't come out, you would have likely stopped.
Yeah, 'cause
So
I was just my friend gave me this point and shoot, and I was kind of just trying that because I really wanted to just start shooting film. And I guess like as a point and shoot, so how can you really mess that up? But I just like I wasn't aware of how to really use it, so I kind of just went in blind. But yeah, like I said, I, I don't know if that wouldn't have worked. I don't know if I would have tried again because that was, I mean, we were really far away doing. It's not like we didn't go on this trip just to shoot photos, but it was like we definitely made it like a bullet point. But
So when you're doing a
like-
shoot with models, how much like of the posing and situations that you're like in this, where did you like know that you wanted shots of her with the loaf of bread, or was this just you guys joking around, or
well, I think I have like because poses and like movements and like are really hard for me to come up with. So I think I just have like, especially back then when I first started doing it, there was probably more room to wiggle. But like, I'll have like, I guess you because it's not like I planned to go to this location. We just saw that, you know what I mean? So like, I guess it's like you have to be good with working with the location. It's like we already had the prop, then the person and the outfit. So it's like you pull up the location, just think of something basically. And but like I do like obviously stuff now where that's more planned out, but stuff like this sometimes what I do with my friends, these are like the funnest ones is you just think about it on the spot. You have like half of it, you think of half of it, then half of it comes there later and it ends up being really good.
that sounds like fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, I'm about okay, that's why I had the eggs here. Cause like I'm we're about to do a Boston trip. And that's where I'm really gonna work on the Satanism project, but we're working on like a photo book too. Me and my friend Brandon, we usually just on the spot think of shit. So that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
So
Have you tried those eggs?
yo, yeah, yo. So these are Big Johns. So I've definitely ate these. Like it's like Heartburn City, but so these local country ones, I can't even open these, but I guess I'm collecting them. Which is
Damn.
like, I guess I'm known now for wasting food. So but I feel like these will never get old, so I'll eventually eat them. Because bread's less harmful to waste than eggs. But my friend was like, "Oh, you're out here killing fish for art." I guess that's what its purpose was. So I guess that's cool, right? Anything else here? Oh yeah, I was gonna say about this one, like another prop that I'm starting to use. Like these SpongeBob pops just like look really funny. You know what I
When
mean?
you like get them out of the bag and their eyes are all fucked up.
They look insane. Like they
Yeah.
look so funny. So I'm trying to really fuck with these because like it's like no matter where I get them, they look insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like completely crazy.
Feels like it ties into sort of our generation so much too, because we all grew up watching SpongeBob. So that's like a nice,
SpongeBob's was so funny.
yeah,
I'm a Nicktoons guy.
yeah,
What was I gonna say?
same.
But yeah, and like SpongeBob's like a meme. Like there's so many SpongeBob memes. So like the like I don't know. I guess doing the pop thing. It's just funny. It looks cool and it's funny. This kind of hits the head on like how do you say it? Hits the nail on the head. Like as far as like this, besides like the prop stuff that I do with toys and shit, like this photo, because it doesn't make any sense.
I love that.
Under the bed, and then yeah. You said no nudity,
That's
right?
great.
Yeah, it's confusing.
I'll click on that. Then.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the nudity, but that's like such a big part of your work.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
this
like
is just the ass, so I don't know.
it's probably fine on YouTube.
If not, we'll just censor it. This was in Quick Trip.
Right. Yeah, the title for it cracked me up, like fish on ass and Quick Trip.
Like this is another thing. Like you'll see it and think, oh, that's bizarre. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man.
I thought of that like 10 minutes before, and we just pulled up to Quick Trip. I thank all my friends for dealing with this shit. I think when you can like, there's some friends where like any ideas we have, we'll just do them, And I like really appreciate that connection when you can just do whatever, you know what I mean? Like within boundaries, but I love that shit.
For sure.
Well, this one's funny because I like taking photos of people taking selfies. I never noticed like this person in the background. Like,
Right.
Oh wow. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
yeah. What else? What other questions was there? Here, let
Oh,
me stop-
right.
let me
This
stop
this
sharing.
this film, the I'm just going to read this. I really enjoyed criticism of a carpet, and to me, I thought about how war has a blowback effect. Not only are we destroying the infrastructures of other countries for oil, but we're also neglecting our own through direct. Let's see.
Wait, sorry. So did you say that because of like the finger gun stuff?
Yeah, I did. Like,
You know,
and I
that's cool.
thought because it was so like, sort of. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just play the whole thing on mute. But yeah, I've never. That was interesting because I've never heard anyone have that kind of a. There's not, yeah, because like there's not really a huge view count on that, so that's cool that people actually watch that. But yeah, I've never heard anyone say the war thing, which that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, like it's my own sort of lens going into it because like I'm really focused on kind of collapse and decay and destruction and how it all relates to like imperialism and like capitalism and shit like that. So seeing this and just a different kind of and I mean just the places that you film because like it looks like they're decaying and it's just like places that all of us see when we drive through like suburb towns or whatever. And
Yeah,
like the gun thing is like it like made me make that connection in my mind that like we're spending, 748 billions dollars on war every
way too
year.
much. Way too much. They
And
could be going to way better, way better.
yeah,
Like that didn't mean to interrupt you, but that failed like 1.9 trillion dollar jet thing. Like
right.
Oh
that was
Christ, yeah.
but yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, I was pretty much done. Like
So ridiculous.
just the connection between like these guns and everything. Like it was, and then the different shots in the movie, it just made me think of that. Like felt really powerful to me.
Yeah, appreciate that. I really appreciate that because I think like I think less people know about these like little short films I did. That's I'm hyped when people watch them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, so the title, I was just trying to think of like the most like boring possible thing. And like so think of like someone just criticizing, I guess like
Oh yeah,
not even your furniture. And that's like Edgar Allan Poe thing. I forgot what it's like something like a criticism of furniture. He has some sort of story. And it made me think of like what's like that's such a boring thing to talk about is just criticizing like a carpet. Like if someone like you
I
don't even
think it immediately made me think of like carpet bombs or something. Because again, I'm just in that kind of like war mindset. So maybe that's part of where I made the connection as well. I also noticed someone was wearing a mask in this movie, so that kind of tripped me up. I was
oh
like,
the pink one, yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh wait, this was made in 2017, not like
Oh yeah.
2020.
And I like that. See, that's why I like keeping it vague because you got that out of that. If that inspired you, that's better than me telling you straight up what it meant.
Right.
And I was less politically motivated, I guess, at this time. So I would have never even thought of that, like that, well, to do it for that reason. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, see here, he's wearing the mask.
Oh yeah. I don't know why he was wearing that. So I broke my toenail off completely off shooting a photo here.
Oh no.
Go to my TikTok. There's a BTS photo of it. Damn,
How
this
did
shit's kind
that
of cool.
happen?
So I wish I. Oh man, could probably find it real quick. Because I was just kneeling down. So we went into the middle of the road, and it's like there's cars coming. So I kept getting up and down. And I don't know. I guess I just kneeled down the wrong way because he was shooting a photo of me. And I get it just came off. It didn't even hurt. You know, you would think that would suck,
What the
right?
fuck?
I mean, I guess I'm glad it didn't hurt.
Yeah. There's a photo of it too, like hanging off, and I haven't
Ugh.
seen it. I don't know. It just like you, like on some Ren and Stimpy shit or like some Nicktoons shit. Like that's like a close up they would have. You would think that would suck.
Yeah.
Right? But like,
Damn. I also wanted to ask about the CCCP shirt that was in Pink Cloud. Like, isn't
yeah,
that
she was-
like?
so I guess that's my ignorance too, because I even like I reposted a picture of that the other day and I looked it up and I didn't really like I understood what it said. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like some weird shit that people would get pissed off about
Right.
or like upset anyone. I still really kind of don't know what it means. I guess it was because I basically let that character like dress themselves
Oh.
and just let it go. So yeah, I don't really have like a social dialogue for that one.
Hmm.
I mean, do you like what did you get from that?
No, I mean, I guess when I watch, I have no idea what it is. When I was watching, I was just like, again, thinking about kind of like decay and thought of like the Soviet Union collapsing or something like that. And
I knew it was Soviet related, and like that was honestly one thing I wanted to touch on because I've been trying to get better about like being about stuff that I know about. You know what I mean?
right.
So like I've been like really like studying more on stuff like the Satanism project. I'm like going deep on that because it's just stupid to talk about something when you don't know what you're talking about
For
or
sure.
like, to be about something and you just like never even knew what it was.
Right. That's funny because I just heard someone in an interview that I watched today, Ryan Tricarton. He said that like he'll go into something and get like a very surface level understanding of it and then just use it as like a mold for his films and like kind of just let it be kind of like a skin that he fits into rather than like something he actually embodies.
Yeah.
So kind of a different approach, but
Yeah, but this might not be related to that specifically, but there's like when actors will play a part, like you know, like when they play like a trans person, they're not trans, or they play like a drug addict, and they all they did was hang out with drug addicts for a week. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty inappropriate. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like even though it's an actor, you have to study it, but I would rather. I guess I'm picky. I'd rather it be more real. Even though I guess
realism.
that's less profitable for you know for them, but I don't
It
know.
kind of goes back to the beginning of the conversation about like being interested in Gummo because he used non-professional actors, like real people,
Yeah, and some of them
like what
were,
their
but
actual situation is. Yeah, like
yeah.
that Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe Savini, I guess is how you pronounce it. And Jacob Reynolds is actually he was a working actor at that point and now. The person I just showed on the screen. So some of them were, and like Max Perlich was in Drugstore Cowboy. Like there's a few people in there that were actors,
Hmm.
but I think like most of it. I mean, I could probably go down the list, but I think yeah, obviously most of them were like his friends or whatever, or people
Right.
he found. I feel like I'm like talking for Army. Like I don't know that
Yeah,
guy.
standing up for him or something.
Yeah, standing up for him. Oh, what else do we have here?
Yeah, man.
There on the screen.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or you, Dustin? Any other questions that you had?
One thing that I think we touched on here, but I'd love to hear you talk about more because both in criticism of a carpet and even in the skate videos and everything, all your film has like some really great and eclectic soundtracks. And I know also, you know, shooting at shows, you must get exposed to a lot of music. Is that when
So
you're making the work, do you think about soundtrack a lot, or is that more of an editing process thing for you?
So you know what's funny is because I was just reading the questions. I was about to just say that anyway. But I have this like strict rule where I only use like my friend's music. Like I don't like try to lease music from people I don't know. Because like I said earlier, my friends inspire me the most. So most of the music I've used in those all that stuff is my friend Thomas. Like seriously,
Oh,
my favorite
cool.
artist ever. So his artist name is like Court Passion right now. but all of that other music was under a different project. He has this like page with like 40 albums on it of just all that like lo-fi stuff, and I'm just obsessed with it. And it's like he
Nice.
doesn't show people this shit, but it's like I had the link, so I just basically went through 40 albums looking for all that music.
Nice.
So like
What was his name? Core Passion?
like basketball court passion on
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah, that's what he's working on right now. But yeah, like I feel like the skate videos, I think I use most of his shit too. But I feel like all my stuff would be completely different without that music, especially the movie. And some of that was my friend Krista too. It's like I said, you got to use your friend's music.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's definitely a distinctive sound too. I think there's a benefit of it not being, something that anybody could look up and find on their own. That people are gonna.
No way. Yeah, because like usually you just search the lyrics or something or Shazam. Like I don't use Shazam, but I know other people use it. But this shit, it just like I don't even know how you would find it.
Right.
Fuck with that. It just makes it more rare, I guess. And it just works. But I don't think like I can think of any music that would have made more sense than his music for like a lot of these projects.
That's great. Yeah, the kind of lo-fi music really matches well with the VHS aesthetic too. It's they go hand in hand really well.
Yeah, shout out Thomas. Look that up.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Thomas and Court Passion. And we'll probably include those links in the video as well.
Yeah, he's in the movie. He's like in the movie as a person too. He's like the person that like collapses at the end.
Okay. Is that the same one that plays the piano?
Yeah, exact same person.
Cool. That was a really powerful moment in that, like just kind of walking and then collapsing onto the ground. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I think like that came because like he steals the cat signs, right?
Right.
So when I was a teenager, I used to just do that, and I felt really bad about it. So I kind of just wrote that into the movie.
Damn. Yeah, I was wondering about those lines.
Well, that wasn't a cool thing to do. I guess you make mistakes or whatever, but I would just
For
take the lost pet signs and like it's not that like the one sign I took down that would have led to them being found, but I mean that still probably wasn't a cool thing to do. So
Right.
I wrote it into the movie.
I think it's at least for me, and like not to get like super serious, profound, whatever bullshit, but something about that is really heart wrenching. Like it just kind of captures our situation on our planet type deal, type vibe. You know what I mean? Like taking a cat poster and not really knowing the outcome of it, kind of the ambiguity of it, and like death and loss, and
because I've lost cats since then, and that shit was really depressing.
Yeah.
Like I've lost a lot of friends too, and like for some reason I like cried more about the cat. You know what I mean? Because like there's like less closure. So like there's like no closure because you don't know what happened. So like looking back, makes it a little more powerful of it. Yeah. What else we got here?
What other projects do you have planned for the future?
So that Jacob Brown's interview, I'm trying to drop that interview in at least one of these music videos before I go to Boston on the 1st. So that's gonna be cool because I haven't dropped. I don't think I've dropped anything new the whole year. I just like did like a throwback thing, and then so I'm hyped on that. 2 music videos, got that interview, got that. There's a bunch of shit. I'm about to drop some merch too, stickers. I got some shirts.
Nice.
I'm about to make bumper stickers with really funny slogans on them.
Nice.
Cool.
They're gonna be free too. You'll see it. You'll see them come out.
Dope.
Some of the subject matter is something I shouldn't be profiting off of. So, but at the end of the day, it's like some funny shit. So hopefully people will be hyped on that.
Nice. So that's why you made them free.
Yeah. But
Cool.
and one of them, like, because I like posting funny shit on Facebook. Like so our governor is just a redneck dumbass, Brian Kemp. So one of them is gonna be I had sex with Brian Kemp. Because I posted that on Facebook and it was really funny. I think that's just a funny thing to say.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like I said, it's like I'm not trying to like like if I feel like if you try to piss people off that you don't agree with, it's just not gonna come off cool. Like, or it's gonna look corny. So like if you make it funny, it might kind of translate a little better.
Yeah.
Doesn't inspire necessarily the same degree of defensiveness. You know, maybe there's more room for a dialogue if people are
Good word,
laughing about it.
defensiveness is a great way to put it. Yeah. Because if it's too serious, then they're just gonna make fun of you. But yeah, shit's about to drop. Shit's about to drop.
Cool.
I can say that with confidence because I know I'm not gonna fucking get fucking trashed and be out for a week.
Hell yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That that confidence is important.
Hell yeah.
So can folks look out for that at thesunisflat.org and your Instagram then, or those the spots to steer people?
Yeah, link in bio goes to the website, and everything's on there. It's basically a portfolio page. The menu at the top has like everything.
Awesome.
There's like made like 26 music videos already. All of those are on there.
Yeah.
I've been a part of even more. There's a bunch of shit on there.
Yep.
Not all of it's like super, super crisp, but it's all on there.
Awesome.
Dope. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for the interest.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to talk about shit when you're just like with your voice. Like I like doing that more.
Yeah.
Fucking text. But
Definitely.
Let me know when you put it up.
Yeah, it'll probably be either tonight or tomorrow.
Nice. Working
So,
quick.
yep.
Quick. Yeah, because it's just a straight shot, so good to go. I don't really think.
So.
I don't want to overthink if I have anything else. Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Cool.
Awesome.
I appreciate y'all with interest. I hope you have a good night.
I'm gonna stop recording and